Hey everybody, welcome to the second Man Zone podcast. I'm Steve.
And I'm Matt.
And today we're going to be trying to talk different topics. For those of you listening to the first one, it was all sports. Some of you may like that, some of you may not have. We're going to try and switch it up a little bit this week. We're going to try and talk some gym workouts, some cars, some different things that are also very manly, right Matt?
Correct.
So I'm thinking, so we're still doing this gym, what is it, Shortcut to Size?
Sure, yeah, by Coach Jim.
Coach Jim. And so far, what do we think? I kind of like it. It's different. It's definitely different.
I do too. I mean, I like it when you actually decide to work out, but
It's true. So for those of you that don't know about this workout that we're trying, we found on, well, actually Matt found it on bodybuilding.com, and it's basically 12 weeks of doing this guy's workout. His name's Jim. He spells it J-Y-M. I never saw anybody. I don't know if they did that on purpose or what, but
it's purpose.
I guess.
His real name's Jim. It's spelled regular, but that's beyond the point. Who cares what his name is?
Anyways, so far I like it. So me and Matt, we used to doing a lot of, well, especially like with bench presses and deadlifts and stuff, a lot of heavy lifting but low reps. Whereas this is kind of switching it up every week. You're switching up your reps and how much weight you're doing, which is good because the one thing I learned about lifting, to get bigger, you really have to kind of surprise the muscle. In that if you keep doing the same workouts every week, your muscles are going to realize what you're doing and prepare accordingly. So you may feel tired, but you're not really getting the workout that you want to get bigger. Whereas this one is always keeping your muscles kind of on the ropes where they're surprising them every week. You're hitting them with different workouts at different times, different weights, different amount of reps. I like it so far. It's different. It's tiring. The only problem I have with it is it's a very time-consuming workout.
Well, also, I mean, as much as it's time-consuming, it's really a 4-day thing during the week. I mean, technically, from what he's supposed to go by, it's actually 7 days, but it's 4 days of working out, and then you have 3 rest days, which he, recommends cardio on each of those days. So, I mean, cardio, which could be 15 minutes to a half hour, whether you're playing basketball, obviously, which me and Steve do at LA Fitness.
And I rolled my ankle.
Yeah, he actually
got crossed up.
He got crossed up the other day, and it was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was great having to crawl to my car and having to get inside of it. It was so funny.
This is why white people don't play basketball.
Really. But no, I like the workout. The problem, I think, is our gym. Now, we go to LA Fitness. Everybody has different gyms that they go to. We tried Planet Fitness before. We're now at LA because it's a lot better for someone like us who kind of takes weightlifting and exercising to the next level. Planet Fitness is very good for someone who's trying to just get in shape and maybe just stay in shape. But if you're really trying to take it to the next level, you probably want something like LA Fitness, possibly even Retro Fitness to get to that, next level.
Plus, PFit's kind of a girly gym.
Yeah, they don't, and I don't like all the rules at Planet Fitness. Like, LA Fitness doesn't have the same rules that Planet Fitness does.
Don't slam the weights.
Don't slam. It's the dumbest rules I think ever. Don't slam the weights. You can't, wear like a wife beater shirt or the tank tops or whatever.
Now, Steve, let's discuss something which I've seen in the past, and you actually I'm witnessing it now from you. Let's discuss. The gym has a lot of motivation to people.
Oh yeah, let's talk motivation.
Yeah, so let's talk about this motivation. Now, see, I witnessed this back then, or when I had a lady friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that once I had a girlfriend, the motivation kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with you, with Alana. Yeah. Hi, Alana. But it's the same thing with you, really. Since you got a girlfriend, you kind of lost motivation. Now, let's try to. I mean, I don't understand it. I never have understood it.
What, losing the motivation?
Yeah, like, I don't get, you get a girlfriend, so let's just get fat. Like, you got that girlfriend because you were big, but now, since you have her.
Oh, yeah, she's probably thinking of leaving me right now. But, yeah, I don't know. I still had the motivation, but it gets boring. Like, when you start lifting, like, regularly and doing the same workouts over and over, especially if you're not doing, like, we used to just kind of do whatever we wanted, which in a way it was good, in a way it was bad, was because it was good because we could plan out what we wanted to do, and if we didn't feel like doing something, we didn't do it. But it was bad because we really weren't making the gains we wanted to see, and it didn't feel like wasted time because we were at least going and trying. But we could have done a lot more with that time, and that's why I like this gym's workouts, because we're actually on an actual workout plan that I know personally a few people that have done it and are actually pretty big. But back to the motivation thing, it's hard. I mean, I'm still motivated, but I think having a girlfriend, and it's starting to get colder now, so you're like, if I gain a few pounds, who's gonna seat under
20 pounds?
Who's gonna seat under all these layers? The motivation, I think, but that's not just me. I think that's everybody. I think everybody at some point loses motivation. It's not just working out. I think it's really with anything after a long period of time.
Do you think it's the sex?
Oh God, maybe it could be.
I mean, if you look at it, come on, especially from a man's standpoint, if you look at it, you got to go by, okay, do I want to work out and get big, or do I want to get laid?
Or do I want both? Yeah.
I mean, we obviously want both, but there's 24 hours in a day, and you got to sleep a good portion of that too. So
part of it's hard too, because you're in school and I'm working full time, so I really do feel for the people that get home at the end of the day now, and I'm young. I'm only 20 or 22, about to be 23 in February. Old man, yeah. And you come home and you just don't have the motivation to do it, so. After working on a long day, it's kind of hard to find energy to go and I'm gonna go to the gym and get this out. And that's kind of the problem with America and the obesity problem is, you come home at the end of the day, you just want to relax. You don't want to go to the gym because when you go to the gym, that eats up all your free time. You could be watching TV, relaxing and stuff. But in the end, it's a lot healthier and better for you if you just go to the gym and burn off the rest of your energy.
Yeah, true that. Plus, you look better. You always want to. Especially when the summer comes around, you want that. Especially from a kid like me who's really ugly, red hair and big ears. You kind of want that body to be there, I'm
just have something going for me.
When I'm on the beach, I'm pale as anything, but as long as I'm big, there's something.
Well, I'm short and bald, and so I feel you on that one. I mean, I have to look somewhat big. I'm telling you, as soon as I go bald, I'm just gonna take as many steroids as I can and get as big as I can. So at that point, screw it. I don't even care.
Yeah, I'm already working on the steroids.
But, I mean, back to the motivation thing. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, I definitely feel the motivation more in the spring when the weather gets warmer. And I know a lot of people, the motivation starts on January 1st with the New Year, New Me type thing.
Yeah, I know.
Those people are awful.
When 1,000 people join LA Fitness.
And it's already packed as it is. I can't even find a parking spot. And then January 2nd rolls around and Jesus Christ, what the hell?
But no, I think our issue is we either gonna find chicks who are actually gonna come to the gym and work. I want one of those chicks who are
a fitness chick.
While I'm bench pressing, I want her sitting on top of me. You know what I mean? Those videos are awesome. But.
Yeah. But I mean, motivation. It is hard. It's just this time of year for me. You have Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas. The last thing on your mind's really working out. Especially if you have a girlfriend or somebody and you're just trying to, It's nice to enjoy this part of the year, too, because it's that kind of weather where it's not too hot, it's not too cold. You kind of want to be outside playing, football or something. It's hard for me to go to the gym this time of year. I don't know why. It just is.
Yeah, it seems that way with everybody. And then the first of the month comes around and you're ready to... You're like those typical Catholics who just show up to
on Christmas and Easter.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. But, I mean, overall, I do like this workout. It definitely helps, but I think for anybody, you have to find your motivation. For me, my motivation is going on the beach and not looking like a slob, and also just staying healthy. Because I find when I run and work out, it clears my mind. I can focus on other things, my schoolwork, work, just things I want to learn, and it keeps me on track, keeps me on a routine, and keeps me regimented, and kind of keeps disciplined, which I like.
Yeah. I mean, the workouts are definitely quite difficult. Yeah, they're definitely.
I just found some motivation in the hallway.
Yeah, they're definitely quite difficult. But I mean, we're on week 7 of our program right now.
I think I'm on week 4 with all the days I've missed.
Yeah, I know. I believe it. I know you missed bicep work or back and bis this week, and
it doesn't help that I rolled my ankle getting crossed up.
Cardio, a shoulder. I know.
And I've been eating fast food and Wawa. I
know, and the cardio that you got, it was 5 minutes because you got crossed up.
Yeah.
Beyond the point.
Anyways, so to recap, everybody needs motivation to do whatever, but with the gym, I think it's important for everybody to go at least a couple days a week, no matter your age. If you're healthy enough to go to the gym, I think everybody should try to make an effort. Maybe not even the gym, maybe just a walk around the park, hiking. The goal really is, that I found, is the more active you can stay your whole life, the chances are the healthier you're going to be later down the line, when you get in your 70s, 80s, maybe even 90s if you're, lucky enough, or if you want to get that far. And you have to just stay active, and hopefully it'll lead to a healthier life, down the line.
Yeah, hopefully, but we never know.
Our problem with working out is basketball. And me and Matt were talking about this. So LA Fitness is nice because they have a pool, a sauna, a basketball court. Some even come with like a tennis or volleyball court or something like that. Ours doesn't have that. It just has the pool, the sauna, and the basketball court.
Hot tub.
And the hot tub. Yeah, can't forget the hot tub. And our thing is like, well, do I really want to work out, or do I want to go shoot around, and we'll count that as cardio? And we'll shoot around for 2 or 3 hours and not lift one single weight. And, that's something we have to work on. I mean, now that I just rolled my ankle, my motivation for the gym is just like, it's dying, except for wanting to play basketball. So, what do you have to say about that, Matthew?
Well, honestly, I think you should be speaking for yourself, mister.
Yeah, okay, so every week that we go and play basketball, Matt's just like, yeah, I'm not going to play. Like, this is my last time playing. I mean it. I'm done. I'm not going. Yo, Matt, you want to go shoot? All right, man, let's go.
True, but I still work out after, though. That's the thing.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know how you work out all sweaty. Like, I can work after running, but I don't know why I can't work after playing basketball.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a weird thing I have.
I actually got used to it, but anyway, I have no idea where we are going with this conversation.
Just motivation with the gym and what we thought about the workout and everything so far.
Yeah, well.
So where do you find your motivation? You didn't even tell me.
My I don't even know. I couldn't.
Really?
Tell you. Yeah, I'm just.
Just go to go.
Yeah, I feel like, especially, being a college student trying to pay your own way. There's a lot of stress that, especially when you live in your own apartment, you're trying to pay your bills. Currently, right now, not a full-time worker, so it's pretty difficult. So, there's a lot of stress going down the road, with all schoolwork and everything. So I feel like the gym, for me, is just more to get rid of stress, especially, like, as a former smoker who smoked for 5 years. Felt like the cigarettes were...
stress relief.
Yeah, to get rid of stress for me.
Well,
so.
Yeah, some people find working out a sense of motivation, or not motivation, meditation, because it does clear stress. Because what happens is when you start getting stressed out, you have this thing called cortisol levels, and they start to rise in your bloodstream, and that actually leads to cancer and different diseases. But when you work out, you burn all that. I don't know if it's you burn it off, but it does get out of your system, and that's when you get those endorphins on it. And some people get like that runner's high type feel, or you get that even from like a really good workout where like you just feel happy and everything, and you're less stressed out. That's because you're burning all of that out. Some people think it's like burning off bad vibes or energy or whatever, but there is actually chemistry and science behind working out that actually will help you to feel less stress. And I think everybody at the end of the day sleeps a lot better after like a good long workout, because not only are you working out your body and you're physically tired, but like you burn off all that stress and all the crap that you had to go through that day. So your whole body is just can sleep peacefully. Like, you're not going to be waking up in the middle of the night thinking about stuff or stressed about whatever, hopefully, after a long workout.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's definitely just a stress reliever for me, going to the gym.
So you don't find any motivation behind it, though?
No, I mean, that's what kind of gives me the motivation.
Is it stress?
Plus is the fact that, I have no girlfriend. I'm a loser. If I'm not going to the gym, I'm playing PlayStation or doing schoolwork, which nobody wants to do.
Exactly.
So, if I'm not at the gym, what else am I doing?
I'm not going to lie. Sometimes the gym has a reverse motivation on me, because I'm finding that, like, I cannot fit in a lot of the stuff that I did last year. Now, some of that's just getting fat and just eating a lot, yeah. I don't go as much. But no, my arms and stuff in certain shirts, I can't fit in anymore. And it's getting, like, I bought suits a year or two ago. I can't fit in them just because my legs have gotten bigger. The tree trunk.
The tree trunks.
Yes. as Matt likes to call my legs, because they're huge. And my arms have been getting bigger, where I have a favorite leather jacket that, Matt and people that know me know I love to wear it. It's getting harder and harder to fit into it. So it's almost like a reverse mode. For some people, that's awesome. Like, oh my God, I'm seeing all these results. I'm like, Jesus, like, if I was on steroids, I don't know how I'd fit in any clothes.
Shout out to my boy.
But, I mean, there's, like, a reverse motivation for me with that, because I was never one that wanted to be big. My personal, like, you always were someone that wanted to look like what, like John Cena or like one of those
I
guys.
still want to look like John Cena.
I never ever had that aspiration. I always kind of wanted to be, it's gonna sound kind of gay, but like a soccer player type.
Oh my God.
Like no, just like not like that skinny, not like, but like having like, I want to be more toned than like husky. I just thought that looked better.
Oh, soccer. Oh my God.
If I was taller, it might work, but I'm like 5'7", so it's not gonna work. I might as well just keep lifting and getting huge.
Might as well play baseball like Jose Altuve.
Or Tim Tebow.
Please don't. Let's not talk about him.
We're trying to limit the sports, people. We know.
I know,
it's hard.
You just brought him up. He's horrible. He's not going anywhere in his baseball career.
Probably lifts more than you, though.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
Anyway, so me and Matt, just to switch topics a little bit, we were talking about cars earlier, and it's surprising that our generation and we're starting to see, except the car enthusiasts, the manual transmission is starting to die out. The stick shift, as everybody kind of knows it. And Matt, why didn't you like it? What was your reason?
It just seems like, I don't know. It just seems like something like. When I'm driving an automatic car, obviously I have a 2000 Honda Accord with 260,000 miles. Steve's actually my mechanic who changes my oil every so often. But anyway, when I'm driving an automatic car, I just have my hand on I guess the
shifter?
The shifter, yeah. I don't know. I'm not good with cars. It's the wrong topic for me. But anyway, when my hand's on the shifter, I'm just relaxing. I'm cruising. It's the life. I got my shades on. I look like a badass. But, so I'm just cruising. But, it kind of, like, if I look at it, if I'm driving a stick shift, then I got to jerk everything. And it's just not for me. I can't do that. Like, I can't be shifting every 30 seconds because I need to set it in another shift because I'm going downhill or uphill.
So for me, I had to get, the whole thing with my dad was, like, I could get... I always dreamed of having like a 1998 to 2002 Chevy Camaro or a Pontiac Trans Am. When I was little, I always wanted to be like a 6-speed, so a manual shift or the stick shift car. But my dad was like, no, you can't have it. It's better to get an automatic. I gotta tell you, I really wish I had a 6-speed because I see my friends that drive stick shift and it looks so much more fun. And like even when I was little, my dad would take me out, in his muscle cars. He has a Pontiac. We have a bunch of cars, but in his Pontiac GTO, and just watching him go through the gears and feeling the car shift and like that mechanical, you really feel a lot more connected to the car. I feel like, and it looks like a lot more fun. Like you're really in tune with the car. But for someone that just like wants to get to and from work, I totally get the automatic transmission thing. Like I just want to get there. I don't want to have to be sticking around with this shifter and. Especially in like traffic or at a drive-through where you're constantly stopping and going. And
well, even like if you look at it, especially since we're from Philadelphia area, if we're going down the shore for the weekend, nobody wants to go take that hour-and-a-half drive and be sitting there shifting gears.
I don't know.
They want to look like badasses in their shades and just cruise.
I don't know. I mean, it depends. But yeah, but if you're going down like a country road or something, I don't think there's anything better than, just going through the gears or like early in the morning when no one's out on the road. The problem with stick shifts really is just like traffic or constant stopping and going. But like if you're just going down the highway, there's no one around. I think there's nothing more fun than like doing something like that.
Yeah, but we know as well as anybody that there's not a time you're not going to hit traffic on the way to Wildwood.
Yeah, I mean, unless we're going like now in the middle or the end of October.
Very true. When they're hitting hurricane season.
Do you think anybody, like, this is a good question. Do you think people like still like going down the shore even during the like winter months? Like even people that, so we're like Matt said, we're from the Philadelphia area. But if you're somewhere else, let's say, even maybe on the East Coast, well, West Coast, you're in LA, so it's probably always warm there. But if you go like a little bit more north, like, do people still go to the beaches and stuff during the cold? I don't know.
I doubt it.
Like, I feel like people do, but, like, is it, like, what type of people like, is it old people? Is it...
I don't know, maybe born and raised people who lived in those type of areas who love that stuff. I I mean, honestly, like my Aunt Nora, who's a big beach goer,
Hmm.
will not go anywhere near Wildwood during the winter.
Yeah, because we're seeing. I remember you were telling me like Irish Weekend and everything down Wildwood, and you're starting to see a lot more beach towns trying to keep that tourism going for more than a couple months.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but a couple months, it's still not at that winter point yet where it's gonna be freezing. So that
Yeah,
explains
I
why.
just really think they're really trying to expand. They're like, look, we can't like make all of our money in 3 months. I mean, that's really where they make all of their money
That's
anyway.
because everybody leaves
Yeah.
after the summer.
But like, I think it's so cool. Like, I know people that actually vacation specifically during the winter to go down like Wildwood or a beach town like Atlantic City or whatever, just because the prices are lower. There's no one down. It's kind of cool to walk the boardwalk and like nothing's really out. I mean, I think it's kind of cool too. I've done it a couple times. But yeah, I just think it's kind of like crazy that we're seeing all these shore towns still trying to get tourists during like who wants to go down to the shore when there's nobody down there.
No, I know. It's a lonely city during the winter. I grew up in Wildwood for 8 years. It is a small city with not a lot of people. I mean, I'm a loser as it is, so I still don't have many friends. But regardless, there wasn't many people down there when I lived down there to make friends. So I blame Wildwood for my shyness. But anyway, let's switch gears here.
Oh, switch gears, car reference.
Oh,
What's up? I
know-
like it.
I know. I'm speaking gibberish to myself. I know nothing about cars, people. But let's jump to relationships.
Oh god.
You know,
All right, let's go.
Everything a man should know about having a girlfriend.
Hey, this is your forte, not mine.
This is actually yours.
Oh god, it
Mr.
probably
Girlfriend.
is. Yeah.
Anyway, so me and you, we've had several discussions, and you probably witness it now.
Mhm.
I've witnessed it in the past. I mean, I've had a few girlfriends. Not my proudest moments of my life,
No,
obviously. I hope they hear it. Hi, Sam. But,
Mhm.
anyway, so let's discuss some things because
Sure.
I mean, obviously, my life's all about experimenting and learning things, day by day. That's how I take my life. So, so when I look at both relationship or any girl I've ever talked to, I kind of like take it as a learning process.
Mhm.
And what I've learned from it, especially in my first relationship where like all my friends know, I stopped hanging out with them
Mhm.
or because I wanted to hang out with my girlfriend. Even shout out to Greg. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I stopped hanging out with him for 7 months of my relationship. But anyway, so I put my girlfriend over my friends, kind of.
Mhm.
And then, after that relationship went downhill, obviously. So then I kind of realized maybe I was putting a little too much on her.
Mhm.
Like, for the fact that I just always wanted to be around her.
Mhm.
So when the next one came around, I was just completely off of her, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's like, now this time around, I'm just like, oh, okay, I want to be with my friends, maybe sometimes with my girlfriend, blah, 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 etc. So it's like, you put you put them both together. It's like I was kind of the opposite. Now let's discuss here because you're in a relationship now.
Yeah.
So
And it's fun. Well, let's preface by saying this is like my first one, and it's going on almost 8 months or a little bit. Let's see, February. Yeah, it'll be 9 months in November. So, it's pretty big for something like me. 'Cause I didn't think I was gonna have a relationship for a while. But so what was your? I'm sorry. What was your what was your topic here?
No, because I'm like I'm curious of how things work, and it's just like you see, like I was explaining, my first relationship, I was a little insecure with it, so I was like, all over. I wanted to make sure I was with her every day. The next one comes around and it's like, okay, I kind of pushed her away a little bit.
So you're trying to find that middle.
So yeah, so it's like I'm curious, how do you get, make time for your girlfriend, your friends, and maybe like a little bit of both, hang out because it seems.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
I think it. Well, look, this is a very lawyery type of answer, but it all depends. Like me and my girlfriend, we get along really well. We can hang out with each other a lot and not get bored or frustrated or get in arguments. But it all kind of depends on you and your girlfriend. You and your girlfriend might work a lot, so you might not get to see each other a lot. So, if you don't see each other a lot, it's kind of like a little bit more special to see that person. Like, you don't see them as much. And then when you start to see them too much, and you kind of get bored and sick of them, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can, hang out with this person all the time. So it all kind of depends on you and the person you're dating. You just want to date somebody though. Like my advice is, don't ever like just be looking for a relationship. Like don't be like, oh, I hope I meet like the person of my dreams. Like no, if you go and do that, you're gonna come off, whether you're a guy or a girl. I think you come off as like thirsty, and for those that don't know what that means, it's kind of like desperate, kind of.
Hi, Scott.
No, and I feel like before I had a girlfriend, I really was working on myself a lot. You know, I started boxing because I always wanted to try doing it. It didn't last that long because I couldn't make weight because I'm too fat. He wanted me down to 155. I was at 170. I had too much muscle mass to really get down in time, and I didn't want to be taking headshots while I was in school, in college. It's not good for studying. But back to my point, you just really want to be working on yourself and what you're doing, and you'll find somebody. I guarantee it. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep burping.
We'll edit that one out.
We'll edit it out. But you really want to find somebody that's kind of working on themselves too, and then you kind of want to find somebody that you can build with, that you can share your dreams with. And this might be going a little bit far if you're just like meeting somebody, but you want to find somebody that you really can connect with, and that's going to encourage you and support you on the way to a relationship. I think that's more important than looks or anything. Is if you guys can support each other and make your dreams happen, then that's awesome. Like that's really what I think is a great basis of a relationship.
Yeah,
is how long you guys get along and everything.
I completely agree. And see how I look at it, what I'm trying to do to find a chick is obviously, be able to find that girl with. I mean, I'm not saying very similar, interest as me, but somewhere like meet me in the middle. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I can't go out and try to find a chick who loves sports. It's very difficult to find, but. But I mean, you definitely want someone kind of who has that personality, as you. If you're dull, which according to my friends, I'm dull.
Not as dull as Scott.
So I want a girl with a dull personality. But you just want to make sure that they're that right one. But anyway, now let's go to this though, because. Seems like, okay, every time one of our friends is in a relationship, whether it be me, you, or someone else is in a relationship, and the other friends aren't, it seems like they, those friends who are single kind of get on you.
Yeah.
To a point where they're like, oh, you're whipped. It's like, it goes back and forth. You know what I mean? It's like when I have a girlfriend, I'm whipped. You have one, you're whipped. It's like,
no matter what we do.
Yeah, so it's like you can't get out of that. I get the fact that there's sometimes we're not hanging out with the boys, but I don't know. It's just
it goes back to that point of you're not gonna make everybody happy. You can't make your friends, your girlfriend, and your family all happy. I mean, I guess you can, but if you do, you're gonna be trying to kill yourself basically, trying to make everybody happy. So you